Tell me something honest, not for anyone to judge you. Nobody watching this knows your name, and nobody is going to screenshot this and send it to your group chat. What is the cheapest thing you have done this year to save money? Because here's what is strange. A few years ago, admitting you were being careful with money felt embarrassing. You would rather let people think you were doing fine than say the word budget out loud in front of coworkers or friends. But something has flipped, and it flipped fast. Now the person who whips out the sharpest money-saving trick at a dinner table is the one everyone leans in to hear. People used to hide their coupons. Now they show them off like a trophy. We finally woke up. In a world that feels shaky every single month, where prices creep up but paychecks barely move, the number sitting quietly in your bank account has become the most respected thing you can own. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see exactly why saving quietly became the new status symbol, and exactly how to join in without feeling like you are missing out on life. Let us start with the ritual that used to define an entire generation of office life. Walking into a coffee shop every single morning, ordering a $6 oat milk latte, and carrying it into a 9 to 5 like it was a badge of honor. For years, that cup in your hand said something about who you were. Then people started trading down to a $2 drip coffee from a gas station or a discount chain and telling themselves that was the responsible choice, the grown-up choice. But here is where it gets interesting. This year, even that $2 started to sting a little. Walk into any office break room right now, and you will find people quietly making instant coffee from the free canister sitting in the kitchen. Others are showing up with a thermos they filled at home before the sun was even up, coffee brewed in their own kitchen for pennies a cup. Some are stopping at the corner store for a cheap bag of ice and pouring their own cold brew concentrate over it because it costs a fraction of what a coffee shop charges for the same drink. Nobody is doing this because they are broke. They are doing it because they finally noticed how much money was quietly leaking out of their life, one small purchase at a time, $5 here, $4 there, adding up to hundreds of dollars a month without anyone ever noticing until they actually sat down and did the math. Now let us talk about food, because this is where the shift gets even more real. Ordering delivery used to be mindless. You saw something you wanted, you tapped the button, and you never once thought about the delivery fee or the service charge stacked on top. That era is quietly ending for a lot of people. Now, before ordering anything, people are stacking every promo code they can find, checking 2 or 3 delivery apps side by side, and spending 10 full minutes comparing discounts just to save a few dollars on a single order. But the bigger change is happening after work hours, away from any app or screen. More and more people are timing their grocery runs for exactly when the evening markdown stickers go on the meat and vegetables, usually right before closing. They are turning $15 of discounted ingredients into 2 full meals, one for dinner tonight and one packed carefully into a container for tomorrow's lunch at the office. When lunchtime comes and everyone is standing around the microwave waiting their turn, there is this quiet look people give each other. No words needed, just 2 people who understand exactly what the other one is doing and exactly why it matters. A small silent club that nobody signed up for on purpose. Here is a truth that might sting a little. Open your phone right now and look at how many shopping apps are sitting on your home screen. Now, be honest with yourself about the last time you actually opened the clothing section instead of scrolling straight past it without a second thought. A lot of people have gone nearly a year without buying a single new outfit that was not an absolute necessity. Open their closet, and you will find a hoodie that is 3 years old and still gets worn every single week, and a winter coat that is a little out of style now, but still keeps the cold out just fine, because warmth does not expire with the seasons. Here is the realization that changed everything for a lot of people this year. Nobody at the office is actually paying attention to what you're wearing, not the way you think they are. A coat that costs $200 and a plain shirt that costs $20 look exactly the same to the person sitting next to you in a meeting, because that person is thinking about their own deadlines, not your outfit. So why keep draining your account trying to impress people who were never really looking in the first place? As long as something is not torn and not falling apart, it still has a job to do, and it can keep doing that job for years longer than the ads want you to believe. This next part might be the most satisfying discovery a lot of people made all year. Streaming platforms, music apps, cloud storage, premium versions of apps you downloaded once and forgot about. All of it quietly pulling small amounts of money out of your account every single month without you ever really noticing, because none of it shows up as one big painful charge, just a slow, steady drip. A lot of people finally sat down one evening, went through every single subscription attached to their bank account and their phone, and canceled almost all of it in one sitting, sometimes discovering charges for services they had not opened in over a year. Now, when someone wants to watch a movie, the first move is asking a friend if they can borrow a login instead of paying for yet another service. That shiny little badge that says Premium Member does not mean much when it is quietly draining your real money every single month for something you use maybe once or twice. Some people are even splitting the cost of a single family plan between 3 or 4 friends, turning what used to be 4 separate monthly bills into one small shared payment, because there is no rule anywhere that says you have to pay full price alone just to watch the same show everyone else is watching for free. Even the small daily products people barely think about have not escaped this new mindset. Face wash tubes that seem empty get cut open with scissors, because there is almost always another week of product hiding in the folds near the bottom. Shampoo and body wash bottles get a splash of water added near the end, shaken hard until every last bit of foam has been used up. Toothpaste tubes get rolled from the very bottom, pressed flatter than paper, squeezed until there is nothing left to give. This is not about being cheap or embarrassed. A lot of people describe it as finally respecting the things they already own instead of rushing to replace them the moment they look a little used up. Social life has changed shape too, and this is the part people rarely admit out loud until you ask them directly. Weekend plans used to mean an expensive brunch, an afternoon coffee, and a movie ticket. Easily $200 gone by the end of the day without a second thought about where it went. Now, when a friend sends an invite, the very first move is quietly checking the budget for the month before typing back, yes. If it is not someone truly close, a simple message saying maybe next time quietly brings the spending down to zero for that particular weekend. No hard feelings, no explanation needed. And honestly, a big pack of ribs slow cooking at home with a couple of close friends sounds just as good, sometimes better, than a restaurant meal that costs 5 times more for half the conversation. The real reason this feels good. Here is the deeper truth behind everything you just heard. A lot of people grew up hearing the exact same message over and over from every direction: treat yourself. You deserve the best. Money is meant to be earned and spent, never saved, because life is short. It took a few genuinely rough years for people to realize that message was never really about their happiness. It was about emptying their wallet as efficiently as possible. Because the moment you get sick and actually need real money sitting ready, the moment your job becomes unstable and the paychecks stop showing up on schedule, the moment your family needs help and there is nowhere else to turn, none of the designer bags, none of the expensive coffee, none of the fancy dinners will be standing there beside you in that moment. The only thing that gives you the confidence to speak up to a difficult boss without flinching, and the only thing that lets you sleep peacefully at night without that quiet knot in your stomach, is a real number sitting safely in your account. Cutting back is not about losing your love for life or becoming someone smaller. It is about finally learning where your money actually belongs and who it is really working for. So, here's what I want from you before this video ends. Saving money is quietly becoming the most attractive form of self-control this generation has ever had. Not because it looks impressive to anyone scrolling past, but because it protects the version of you that has to survive the hard days nobody ever plans for in advance. Drop your best money-saving trick in the comments right now, this second, before you forget. The weirdest one, the smartest one, the one you have never told anyone out loud. Let us all steal from each other and get a little sharper with our money together, one honest comment at a time.